There we go. There's the thumbnail that we need. Hopefully YouTube will grab onto something like this. I'm just going to do the entire video while holding this up in front of the camera. In all of its glory and beauty. Magic is dead! If you have arrived here, my name is Rich. You're well off the beaten path. I am a nobody. Come on. Thumbnail! I did that to lose my massive amount of viewers out there. I think I have 2 now. One of them has left because I started with this. The other one's still listening. Congratulations, you're special. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. I think we're going on 5-6 days now. And I've had so many projects, so many different things. There's a massive change that happens in my life during this time of year. And I've been looking for someone to shave and give me a haircut. So I figured I'd make just a quick Teenage Mutant Ninja. By the way, has anyone actually spent the time to see how many of these have sold? Like, just take a second and look at how many have sold. What has this product been out for a week? 2 weeks? Been 2 weeks now? I bought these pre-sale. I expected to lose money. I expected them to go down. They have not gone down. What? And this is just the irony of life. Like, sometimes I wonder, with all the voices on the internet, number one, yes, people are upset, and it gives you a platform where you can just say whatever you want, complain, moan, whatever. Let your opinion known to the whole wide world. And then there's the other option, too, where literally it could be people who are investors and who really know things going out there to tell us negative information just so we don't buy and they can buy more. That is a possibility too. And it's something I think we should all think about. Just because you see a voice on the internet does not mean they are truly feeling that way. All right? Jones? Anybody? Anybody? The Jones? Jones? Jones, where are you? Oh, you're not doing your thing anymore because you got sued for billions of dollars? Okay. Well, here we are. So, little story time about me. Back a few years ago, I decided to do a longer hike. Okay, there's 3 different long hikes in America here. 3 really big ones that people know about. There's a bunch of smaller ones too. But I decided to do one of them. Okay. Now, what I mean by a long hike, I'm not talking like we're going out for like 20 miles of walking in the day. I'm talking like you're setting aside 6 months of your life for this hike. Literally. It was an astronomically beautiful experience. And I got thinking about it, because here I am buying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles expecting to lose money, right? And I'm like, how did I get here? Like, when you're someone who just cannot handle losing money, buying something and losing money, right? And for me, I'm buying this expecting to lose money. So what's like the difference? Like what's the mindset difference between me and that other individual? And this is what got me leading into like, okay, what has happened in my past and like what have I done? Like how did I get here? Because we all know that we're on this journey of life where we have all these experiences, and the experiences are what make us as some entity, right? Some human being made up of whatever scientific thing you can come up with. So I did this hike a number of years ago. And I thought about who I was before the hike. And I'll put it out there. I like I was a mess. Okay? I was a mess when I was younger. I had so many different things that I just hadn't figured out in life. And I'm talking like this is like late teens, early 20s. Probably all of us, most all of us are there during that time where our lives are just a mess. But I had no ambition. I was working some stupid job. I think I was making something stupid. Stupid low money. Like literally like 12, $15,000 a year. I was so oblivious to life. You know, there was a lot of like parties that were happening and just no ambition. And I realized all this, you know, at a young age. And it traveled. It went for a while. This lack of ambition and just literally doing nothing in my life. And finally, I just said to myself, I was like, I got to make a change. Right? It isn't somebody who told me you need to do better. It isn't something I learned in a book or on the internet. It just struck me like lightning one day where I was like, I need to make a change in my life. Like, even though I'm enjoying everything I'm doing, I'm realizing it's just not serving me well. And so I decided to go on this hike to change my life. Frankly, for me, it was easy. It was easy to wake up every single day, put cold, wet socks on, and literally go for like a 20, 30, 40-mile hike that day. I mean, every single day, like the thing that gave you the most satisfaction is like repacking your bag. You literally just repack it every single time because you need systems. You need to get to stuff quick. You need to know where stuff is, you know? Like that was my life every day. The views were just beautiful. If you have never done anything like this in your life, you will never know how beautiful this earth is. And especially being wrapped up in a space like this, you will never know how beautiful the earth is. I met someone just recently who did the same trail that I did. And I was talking to him. I was like, man, that was such a great experience. I made it from start to finish. I was like, that was such a beautiful experience. You know what they told me? They were like, man, I was so miserable the whole time. I was like, what? Like, it just, I didn't even, I couldn't fathom that somebody would absolutely hate that experience. Like, you don't have to worry about work. You don't have to worry about bills. Like, you're just hiking every day. But people hate it because, yeah, you get stung by so many different bees. You get poison ivy. You get all these mosquitoes, different biting flies. You know, it's just you're like, oh man, you get stabbed by a stick. You're walking into a mud pit. You're getting shin splints. You know, man, I was ripped, by the way. My legs were like tree trunks. It was what a crazy experience. But I came out of it and I said, wow, that was a great experience. And I went about life. And I didn't understand like what skills I got out of it until a lot later. Number one, perseverance. Number two, loss of things, loss of like wanting to do what I wanted to do, and nature just has its way and makes that not happen. What else have I learned? How to live small. I mean, my budget out there was so low, and just to know that I can make it with that low of a budget, I don't really need much. Like, I'm a survivor. Hard work, determination. These are all just like skills that I learned going through this slog for months, which I thought was a beautiful experience during the time. But still, it's a slog. It's really hard to wake up every single day and do the same thing over and over again. Now you have a goal in mind, so when there's a goal, it makes it help it helps you along. Like when you do this, sometimes the goal is just some weird thing out in the mist that you don't remember sometimes. You're just like, why am I doing this? But there is a goal and there is an ending point, and so it helps you. There's a goal and an ending point to this. It's much longer, it's much harder sometimes, it's much more stagnant, but you know, it's harder to see in this space. I think you just go on for so long. But I look at myself, and when I first started buying into Magic, that was the first one I started buying into back in 2020. I had the expectation that I was in this for years and that I wouldn't have a return for a very long time. Now, this is what was being taught to me at the time from the people I was listening to. So it helps to have someone who knows the game to tell you, right? If you have no one like teaching you and you're figuring it out on yourself, it's tougher to make it through. But for some reason, this whole process is enjoyable to me. Knowing that there is a very real possibility that I am going to lose money in the short term on this product is enjoyable to me. Like, how did I get here? And personally, I think part of that learning and other experiences was from that hike of just knowing that every single day you're going to lose until you make it to your goal. You know? And here I am selling like Evolving Skies booster boxes at $2,500 with a cost basis of like $150. You know, you have to understand like the long game. You have to understand the goal in the end. You have to understand like how much time things take in order to reap the benefits. Now there are quicker returns And as you learn and become more of a professional, you can understand things in the market, and you can make it quicker, right? That's how like investors or people who understand market, when for like the stock market, you eventually can make your returns quicker if you learn different trends and things like that, and you start getting into trading, whatever. The problem being is that most of the population out there is going to try and do that and make it quicker when they just don't understand it. You have to learn first. You have to listen to people who know what they're talking about, not me, with my 5 views on my videos. But I know well enough certain bits of information that tell me this is going to go up in the future. Now, could it be 10 years from now? Yeah, it could be. I mean, this could tank to like $100. But like, I'm okay with this going down to $100. I'm not going to fire sell. And that's also because there are certain parts of my life that can handle a hit like that. But people just like, if somebody who has no idea what they're doing sees us go down to like $200, they might fire sell it, right? Because they have no idea. The whole thing is a mindset. This is a mindset. You have to understand the long game. And if you don't understand it, you need to seek different experiences that are going to help you understand it, like the hike that I went on. I understand how to grind, how to go far, how to feel loss for an extended period of time, and I understand the beautiful image and feeling that happens at the end of it. I mean, frankly, it was bittersweet. Like when I got off the trail, I went back to civilization. I see people wasting food, sitting on their couches, doing nothing with their lives. And it's a surreal experience. It's amazing that you've done it, and then you have to go back to society, and it's like, oh God. Kind of like this. Like if you were to eventually make it in all this and then sell out and then be done with it, I mean, it's kind of bittersweet because the beautiful part of the journey is being in it. Hint, hint. So for all of you out there that are just going through torrential times and the world is ending and this has been a disaster for you, you're probably in the wrong space, or you probably haven't gone through experiences that have taught you to think and look at things differently. And so I implore you to go and find experiences that build strength and knowledge and power, ultimately going on the road to wealth through this. I keep putting it up here. I want this for this thumbnail. I don't pick thumbnails. My last video, I put it up as 2 videos because I couldn't figure out, like, I guess you meshed them together with my video editor and it just crashed the system. I said, screw it, I put it up as 2 videos. Oh man, there's so much for me to learn. But I think about this and I'm like, this is probably why this whole experience is enjoyable for me, to be able to hold on to something like this, because I was able to hold on to things before. And I was such a different person after the experience than I was before. And those moments really open up your mind, and it helps you realize that what you know is nothing. Well, what you do is nothing. Because your mind could change from an experience. You can grow. So if you're young out there and you're lost, believe me, you got a long way to go to figure it out and to find enjoyment. And yes, enjoyment shows in many different ways. It can show as loss, it can show as an up. You just gotta love the space you're in. If you don't love this, you should probably find something else to be in. Or find something that helps you love things and be more grateful in life. I mean, it's not that hard of a concept. It can be hard to understand when you're younger or when you don't know. But once you know, you know. Now you know. Enjoy your day. One more time.